Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into coin collecting or just stumbled across some old coins and want to know if they're worth anything, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the amazing story of the 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that's worth an astonishing $1.9 million. That's right, $1.9 million. Stick around as we break down everything about this coin, how to spot it, and where to sell it if you find one. Let's get into it. First off, let's talk a bit about the history of the 2009 Lincoln penny. In 2009, the U.S. Mint released a special series of pennies to mark the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The series featured 4 different reverse designs representing significant events in Lincoln's life. These reverse designs include images of Lincoln in his early years, his time as a president, and of course, his legacy. Now, there's something important to know about this coin, the 2009 no-mint mark penny. In 2009, the U.S. Mint actually removed the mint mark from pennies produced at the Philadelphia Mint for that year. Normally, a D mint mark would appear on coins from the Denver Mint, and a P would be on those from Philadelphia. But in 2009, they left the mint mark off some coins, creating a rare error that collectors went crazy for. So, what makes the 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so valuable? Well, it all comes down to rarity. While the Philadelphia Mint did strike a large number of pennies in 2009, the no-mint mark versions are scarce, and this is a key factor in their worth. You see, most pennies from this year still have the P mint mark, but those without it are considered a mistake, or an error coin. The 2009 no-mint mark penny is a mistake made during the coin's production. Collectors know that error coins are often highly sought after because they are unique and don't follow the normal pattern of minting. Because of its rarity, this coin has become one of the most expensive pennies out there. If you find one in good condition, you might be holding on to something worth a lot of money. In fact, the current market value for a 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny can go up to an incredible $1.9 million. Now that we know how valuable this coin can be, let's go over how you can spot a 2009 no-mint mark penny. It's actually pretty simple, and you don't need to be a coin expert to tell if you've found one. Take a good look at the front of the penny. The obverse side shows Lincoln's profile, with the words "In God We Trust," the year 2009, and Liberty. If the penny doesn't have any mint mark, meaning there's no P or D anywhere near the date, then you've got a no-mint mark penny. Remember, only the pennies struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 2009 are missing the mint mark. So if your penny says 2009 but has no P or D near the date, congratulations, you've got something special. Now, when it comes to selling any coin, condition is everything. The value of your 2009 no-mint mark penny can vary depending on its grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect condition. For a penny to be worth the big bucks, it needs to be in great shape, ideally graded 65 or higher. Coins in excellent condition, like the ones you'll find with little to no wear, are the ones that fetch the highest prices. So make sure you're looking at your pennies carefully. A coin in great shape could be the difference between a few dollars and a few million. So you've got your 2009 no-mint mark penny, and it's in fantastic condition. What next? How do you sell it and get that potential $1.9 million? First, you can sell your coin through online platforms like eBay, where collectors actively search for rare coins. But if you're not familiar with online selling, I recommend reaching out to a professional coin dealer or a numismatist who can properly assess its value. Some dealers might even offer to buy it directly from you. Another option is to contact an auction house that specializes in rare coins. These companies can help market your coin to the right buyers, potentially driving up the price with competitive bidding. To sum up, if you happen to find a 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, make sure you hold on to it carefully. Its rarity could make it worth millions, and with the right grading and selling method, you could be cashing in on a major windfall. 1951 Lincoln penny with a no-mint mark, and how this simple coin is worth a staggering $1.8 million today. Stick around as we walk you through the history, rarity, and how to get top dollar when selling this gem online. Let's get started. First, let's take a quick look at the 1951 Lincoln penny. You probably already know that the Lincoln penny is one of the most popular coins in American history, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the iconic wheat stalks on the reverse. In 1951, there was a unique anomaly in the production of these pennies. Most 1951 pennies were minted in Philadelphia and featured a P mint mark. But some of the coins, and we're talking a very small number, were produced without a mint mark at all. This is where the story gets really exciting for collectors. Scene shows side-by-side images of a regular 1951 penny with a mint mark and the rare 1951 penny with no mint mark. Narrator: you see, the 1951 penny without a mint mark is considered extremely rare, and not in the way you might think. By itself, the absence of a mint mark isn't just a quirky feature. It suggests that the coin was likely made at the Philadelphia Mint, but due to an oversight or mistake during the stamping process, the mint mark was omitted. Only a handful of these no mint mark coins were ever released, making it incredibly scarce. And when it comes to rare coins, scarcity is the key factor in determining value. The mystery of how many of these rare pennies were produced adds to their allure. Some experts believe there were fewer than 100 of these pennies made, and that makes them highly coveted by serious coin collectors. So, what makes this 1951 Lincoln penny worth an eye-watering $1.8 million? Let's break it down. First, the rarity factor. As we mentioned earlier, these coins were produced in extremely limited numbers, and many of them were either never circulated or have been lost to time. This has created a huge demand for the few that remain, and that demand drives up the value dramatically. Second, the historical significance. The Lincoln penny is already a beloved part of American numismatic history, and a coin with such an anomaly only adds to its allure. Finally, the condition of the coin also plays a huge role in its value. A mint-state 1951 Lincoln penny without a mint mark can fetch millions of dollars at auction, especially if it's been well preserved. The 1951 no mint mark penny we're talking about was sold for $1.8 million at a major coin auction, and it set a new precedent for the coin's value. Show close-up images of the obverse and reverse of the coin, with arrows pointing to specific features. Narrator: now, how do you identify a 1951 no mint mark penny in your collection? It's actually pretty simple once you know what to look for. First, check the year and the mint mark. The 1951 no mint mark penny will have the year 1951 on the front, with no mint mark under the year, not a P or D. Next, examine the overall condition. The higher the grade or condition, the more valuable it will be. If your penny is still in great shape, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Finally, the edge of the coin. A well-worn edge might indicate that it was circulated, which could reduce its value compared to a pristine specimen. If you find one of these rare coins, you'll want to get it professionally graded. This will provide you with an accurate condition assessment, which can have a huge impact on its market value. Now, if you think you have a 1951 Lincoln penny with no mint mark and you're wondering how to sell it, you've come to the right place. Selling rare coins online is a great way to get the most money, but there are some key things to keep in mind. First, get your coin professionally graded. Websites like PCGS or NGC are trusted coin grading services that will help determine your coin's grade and authenticity. Once your coin is graded, you can list it on online platforms like eBay, or even auction it through coin-specific websites like NumisBids or Heritage Auctions. When listing the coin online, make sure you take clear, high-quality photos from all angles. Be sure to mention the coin's condition, its rarity, and any certification it has from a professional grading service. Being transparent about the coin's authenticity and value will help attract serious buyers. Lastly, always be cautious when selling high-value items online. Make sure to use secure payment methods and communicate with potential buyers to avoid scams. Before we wrap up, here are a few final tips. If you find a rare coin like the 1951 no mint mark penny, don't rush to sell it. Take your time, get it professionally evaluated, and research its potential value. Make sure to store your coin properly in a safe, cool, and dry place to preserve its condition until you're ready to sell. Always work with trusted platforms and professionals when selling your coin online. And that's it for today's deep dive into the 1951 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. If you've got one of these rare coins in your collection, congratulations, you might just be sitting on a fortune. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights on rare coins and how to get top dollar when selling your own. 1964 Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark. And if you're someone who's thinking about selling old coins online, this could be a coin that might just surprise you with its value. Now, most people don't associate pennies with being worth much, but the 1964 Lincoln penny is an exception. This coin has been making waves in the numismatic world, with some selling for an astonishing $1.4 million. First, let's take a step back and look at the history behind this coin. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909, but by 1964, it had already been a part of the American currency system for over half a century. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president, was chosen to be on the penny, marking a historic move to honor him. The coin was struck by the United States Mint in both Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco that year. Normally, a mint mark is stamped on the coin to show where it was produced, whether it's in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. However, some rare 1964 pennies, especially those produced in Philadelphia, were accidentally struck without the mint mark. And this little mistake is exactly why this penny is worth so much today. So, why is this penny so valuable? The answer lies in its rarity and its mistake during production. As most 1964 pennies were struck with a mint mark, the ones that were left without it were quickly overlooked at the time. Here's where things get interesting. The mint mark was used to identify the minting location of the coin, but some pennies were made without it, which makes them unique. And because of that rarity, these pennies can now sell for thousands of dollars, even hundreds of thousands of dollars, in the right condition. While most 1964 pennies are worth just 1 cent or a little more, those without a mint mark can be worth far more. In fact, a 1964 no mint mark penny in pristine condition could fetch up to $1.4 million at auction, depending on its quality. Now, if you're hoping to cash in on a 1964 no mint mark penny, you'll need to consider its condition. Coins are graded based on their quality, and the higher the grade, the higher the value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor P to mint state MS, with higher grades meaning less wear and tear. A 1964 penny in mint condition could be worth significantly more than one that has been heavily worn. A grade of MS 67 or higher is typically what you're looking for if you hope to get that $1 million value. To identify the 1964 penny with no mint mark, look for the location on the obverse side, right under the year 1964. Normally, you'd see a small D or S here to indicate Denver or San Francisco, but on these rare coins, this space will be blank. If you have a 1964 penny and it doesn't have a mint mark, it could be worth checking with a professional to determine its condition and authenticity. Remember, condition is key. So, if you think you have one of these rare pennies, or other old coins lying around, here's how you can sell them online. There are a number of trusted platforms where you can list your coins, such as eBay, Etsy, or specialized numismatic auction houses. When listing your coin, it's important to take high-quality photos, provide a detailed description, and if possible, get your coin professionally graded. Don't forget to package your coin securely, so it doesn't get damaged during shipping. And always check for buyer protection policies to ensure a smooth transaction. To sum it up, the 1964 no mint mark Lincoln penny is a rare and valuable coin that can be worth up to $1.4 million, especially if it's in mint condition. If you come across one, make sure to check its details and consider getting it graded. Whether you're a seasoned collector or new to the world of numismatics, these kinds of coins can be real treasures. And if you're ready to sell your old coins online, make sure to follow the tips I've shared today for a successful sale. 1978 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. You won't believe how much it's worth today. So, let's start with the basics. What is the 1978 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, and why is it so special? Most people don't realize that the mint mark on a coin can drastically change its value, but the 1978 penny is different. The 1978 Lincoln penny typically has a mint mark, like D for Denver or S for San Francisco, but in rare cases, you can find one with no mint mark at all. That's what makes it unique. But before we jump into the mind-blowing value of this coin, let's talk about the history of this penny. The 1978 Lincoln penny is part of a long-running series of U.S. coins featuring President Abraham Lincoln. The Lincoln penny, first minted in 1909, has seen a lot of different variations over the years. It's no surprise that people are interested in finding the rarest versions of these pennies, especially ones that weren't supposed to exist in the first place. Now, let's talk about how this coin ended up being a valuable collectible. Now, here's the interesting part. The U.S. Mint typically places a mint mark on all coins produced in their facilities, whether it's in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. However, the 1978 no mint mark penny, which was produced in Philadelphia, was accidentally issued without a mint mark, making it incredibly rare. Typically, only a small percentage of coins go through these kinds of mistakes, and when they do, they become collectibles. But why is this coin worth so much? Here's the real shocker. In 2023, a 1978 no mint mark Lincoln penny sold for nearly $1.9 million at auction. That's right, one coin that originally was worth just 1 cent now fetches a massive amount. So, what makes this penny worth so much money? Well, rarity is a huge factor, as is the condition of the coin. Coins that are well preserved, with little wear and tear, are much more valuable. If you come across a 1978 penny that looks practically brand new, you might just have a small fortune in your hands. But like any rare coin, its value depends on a few things, like condition, market demand, and historical significance. So, let's talk about how you can actually find one of these rare 1978 no mint mark Lincoln pennies. First, the obvious: look for the date. The 1978 penny should have no mint mark underneath the date on the obverse side of the coin, which is the front side with Lincoln's portrait. Normally, you'd expect to see a D or an S next to the date, but on these rare coins, it's just blank. This is your clue that you've got something special. Next, check the condition. Is it in great shape or worn down? A well-circulated penny won't fetch nearly as much as one that's in near mint condition. Look for clean, crisp details, with no visible signs of heavy use. The better condition, the higher the value. That's the key here. Now, let's talk about the market. If you have a 1978 no mint mark Lincoln penny, you're probably wondering, how do I sell it and get the most value? Well, here are a few tips for selling your rare coins online. First, research the current market prices. Websites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) are great resources. Make sure your coin is graded professionally. A certified coin has a higher value, especially when it comes to rare coins like the 1978 no mint mark penny. Secondly, take great photos. Make sure your photos are clear, high quality, and show the coin from all angles. Potential buyers want to see exactly what they're getting. And finally, be transparent about the coin's condition and any flaws it may have. Are you a seller looking to get the most for your rare coins? Here's a little advice: patience is key. When it comes to rare coins, the market can fluctuate. You may have to wait for the right buyer or auction to get top dollar, but it'll be worth it. Also, always be cautious when dealing with online buyers. Make sure you're working with reputable platforms and buyers who know what they're doing. While the 1978 no mint mark Lincoln penny is certainly one of the highest value coins you could find, there are other pennies that are worth serious money. Coins from certain years, with errors or from specific mints, can also fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you have any pennies from 1909, 1943, or even some of the more recent years, make sure you're checking for those rare characteristics. So, to wrap things up, if you happen to find a 1978 no mint mark Lincoln penny in your collection, you could be sitting on a small fortune worth up to $1.9 million, depending on the condition and the market. Remember, it's always a good idea to have your rare coins professionally graded to ensure you're getting the best price. If you're ready to sell, research the best platforms and make sure your coins are properly presented. You never know when you could stumble upon the next big find. 1979 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. And guess what? This penny could be worth a staggering $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right, a penny worth $1 million. Let's dig in and find out how this small, but mighty coin can be such a big deal. First, let's take a look at the 1979 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny. If you've been collecting coins for a while or if you've just started, you might be wondering, what's so special about this penny? After all, it's a 1979 penny, right? You see them all the time. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln 1-cent penny was first issued in 1909 to commemorate President Abraham Lincoln's centennial birth anniversary. But for the 1979 D penny, there's a fascinating story behind its potential value, especially when it comes to its mintage and rarity. In 1979, the U.S. Mint produced a massive number of pennies, over 6.3 billion. That's a lot of pennies, but what makes the 1979 D penny so rare? Well, there was a specific error that occurred during the production process in the Denver Mint, which made certain 1979 D coins incredibly valuable. Alright, so here's where things get interesting. The error that occurred is what's called a double die obverse, a striking error that results in a coin showing doubled features, typically on the date or the inscriptions. In the case of the 1979 D penny, this error resulted in a noticeable doubling of the Liberty and the "In God We Trust" inscriptions on some coins. If you have a 1979 D penny with this double die error, you could be holding a coin worth up to $1.4 million. As you can see here, the doubling is subtle but clearly visible. Take a close look at the lettering and the date. If you find this kind of doubling on your 1979 D penny, you may be holding on to a rare treasure. But here's the thing, condition matters. To get the highest value for your 1979 D double-die penny, it needs to be in excellent condition. Coins that are graded as mint state, or even MS65 or higher can fetch the highest prices, especially at auction. Let's break down coin grading a bit. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Grading is based on factors like the sharpness of the details, the amount of wear, and the overall appearance of the coin. A coin in poor condition might only fetch a few dollars, but one that is in near perfect condition can be worth hundreds, if not thousands. So you might be wondering, how can I sell my 1979 D penny if I find one? Well, there are a few steps to follow. First off, get your coin professionally graded. There are a few reputable grading services, such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These organizations will assess the authenticity and condition of your coin, giving you a precise grade that can help determine its market value. Once you've got the grade, there are several platforms where you can sell your coin online. Websites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and even specific coin dealers' websites can help you get your rare coin in front of serious buyers. But be prepared, if your penny is in mint condition and you have the double die error, you might get bids from collectors all around the world. Now, let's go over a few tips for selling rare coins like the 1979 D penny online. Take clear photos. When listing your coin for sale, make sure to include high-quality photos that show the coin from different angles. Focus on close-ups of the date and the inscriptions, especially if your coin has any errors like the double die. Research the market. Before listing your coin, check how similar coins are being priced. That way, you know you're pricing it competitively. Choose the right platform. Websites like eBay or specialized coin auction sites are great options, but make sure you choose a platform that gives you the best visibility and trust with buyers. Be transparent about condition. Be honest about the condition of the coin. If it's a little worn but still has the error, mention it clearly in your listing. If you've got a 1979 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny with a double die obverse error, you could be holding onto a coin worth as much as $1.4 million, depending on its condition and rarity. It's definitely worth checking through your old coins and seeing if you have any of these hidden treasures. Before you go, Make sure to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe for more tips on rare coins and how to sell them online. If you think you've found a valuable coin, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. 1985 Lincoln Penny. You won't believe the shocking value it's reached. So, stick around until the end because I'm going to show you why this coin could be worth up to $1.3 million. Alright, first things first. Let's take a look at what makes this penny special. The 1985 Lincoln Penny is a 1-cent coin minted in Denver. It's part of the classic Lincoln Memorial Series, which began in 1959 and continued until 2008 when the design changed. At first glance, it might seem like just another penny, but don't be fooled. It's actually one of the most intriguing coins out there right now. Now you're probably thinking, it's just a regular penny, right? Well, not so fast. The 1985 penny isn't rare in the traditional sense. Millions were produced, after all. But there's something really interesting going on with some of these pennies, and that's where the big value comes in. So why on earth is this coin worth $1.3 million? It all comes down to something known as a mint error. And in the case of the 1985 we're talking about an incredibly rare variety, the famous double die obverse. A double die obverse occurs when the coin is struck multiple times during the minting process, causing the design to overlap. This means that the features on the front of the coin, including the date and Lincoln's image, appear to be slightly doubled. This error is so rare that only a handful of these coins have been found, and it's these examples that have skyrocketed in value. To make this even more intriguing, these 1985 double die pennies have been found in mint condition. And when you have a coin that's both a rare mint error and in excellent condition, the price can go through the roof. That's why one of these coins sold for over $1.3 million at auction just a few years ago. Now you're probably wondering, how do I know if my 1985 penny is worth this much? Well, the good news is that it's relatively easy to spot once you know what to look for. First, check the date. In a double die obverse, the 1985 will look blurry, with some parts of the digits appearing to be doubled. Next, look closely at Lincoln's nose and his cheek. You may see a slight doubling or extra lines that shouldn't be there. The words Liberty and In God We Trust on the coin will also show some overlap or a second strike. Pay attention to the fine details. So, what makes these mint errors so valuable? It's all about rarity and demand. Mint errors are an example of something being produced differently than intended, making them highly collectible. Think of it like a mistake in a famous painting or a rare baseball card. The fact that only a few of these errors were made makes them incredibly rare, and collectors will pay top dollar to own a piece of history. In the case of the 1985 penny, the double die error was so minor that most people didn't even notice it when the coins were first minted. That's why it wasn't immediately pulled from circulation, and now we're left with just a few examples of these rare, highly valuable coins. Now that you know what to look for, let's talk about how to sell these coins. If you happen to have a 1985 double die penny in your collection, you're probably wondering how to get top dollar for it. Thankfully, selling old coins online is easier than ever. There are a few online platforms where you can list your coin for sale, like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Great Collections. But before you list your penny, make sure you get it properly authenticated by a trusted coin grading service like the PCGS or NGC. Authentication and grading are crucial because they prove the legitimacy and condition of your coin, which will affect its value. Once you've had your coin graded and authenticated, you can either auction it off or set a fixed price. Keep in mind that collectors who are looking for high-value coins like this will be willing to pay a premium, so make sure to list it at a competitive price. As for the future, the 1985 Lincoln Penny is likely to continue to increase in value over time. Rare mint errors, especially those with high demand like this one, tend to become more valuable as fewer examples are available on the market. So if you have one of these coins, it might just be worth holding onto it for a little while longer before you sell. So there you have it, the 1985 Lincoln Penny, a coin that could be sitting in your pocket right now, worth over $1.3 million. Remember, If you're out there looking through your spare change or going through old coin collections, keep an eye out for mint errors like this one. And if you think you've found something valuable, get it checked by a professional. It could change your life. 1992 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, and how it could be worth up to $1.8 million. That's right, this tiny coin could make you rich, and today, we'll explore why. So, grab your magnifying glasses, because you don't want to miss this. Narrator you. First things first, let's talk about the basics. The 1992 D. Lincoln penny was minted by the United States Mint, with a D mint mark indicating it was produced in Denver. These coins were part of a standard issue, nothing out of the ordinary when they first hit circulation. It's made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, weighing in at 2.5 grams. But here's where things get interesting. At first glance, this may look like just another ordinary penny from the early 90s, but it's what you can't see that's most important. In fact, only a handful of these coins have the rare error that makes them worth a fortune. But what is that error, and how can you spot it? Narrator you. Let's get to the juicy part, the error. While most 1992 D pennies are fairly common, there's a specific variation that has captured the attention of collectors worldwide, the 1992 D penny with a doubled die obverse. This rare error happens when the die used to strike the coin wears down or shifts slightly during production. As a result, the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse gets a distinct double imprint, making the coin a one-of-a-kind find. Notice how the word Liberty is slightly doubled, and the date on the coin also shows that distinct double impression. This error can be very subtle, but once you know what to look for, it's unmistakable. The key areas to check are the Liberty inscription and the "In God We Trust" phrase. A double strike in these areas is what sets this penny apart from the rest. Now, let's get to the big question: how much is the 1992 D. Lincoln penny really worth? Well, here's where it gets exciting. A penny that originally sold for just 1 cent can now fetch up to $1.8 million if it has that rare double die error. That's right, $1.8 million for a penny. But why is it worth so much? Well, this error is extremely rare, and finding one in good condition can be a challenge. Most of these pennies were quickly spent or discarded, and many have been worn down or damaged over the years. So, when one in pristine condition pops up for sale, collectors are willing to pay a premium to get their hands on it. The value of these error coins depends on their condition and grading. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, uncirculated coin. A 1992 D double-die penny in mint state condition can command the highest price, sometimes reaching that jaw-dropping $1.8 million figure. However, even coins with less than perfect condition can still fetch thousands, depending on the severity of the error. So, how do you find one of these rare pennies? Well, it all comes down to knowing where to look and how to spot the error. You may want to start by going through your loose change or checking your penny jar. You never know when you might stumble upon a valuable coin. Here's a tip for checking your coins: use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to examine the details closely. You want to check for any signs of doubling in the letters of Liberty, "In God We Trust," and the date. Look carefully, because sometimes the doubling is faint, but it's still there. If you think you found one, don't panic. Take your time, compare with other examples online, or consult a coin expert. Once you've found a coin with the error, you're probably wondering how to sell it. There are a number of platforms where you can sell your coin online, such as eBay, heritage auctions, or specialized coin dealers. If you're looking to get top dollar, you might want to consider getting your coin professionally graded by a service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. This helps potential buyers know that your coin is genuine and in good condition. So, what do you think? Could the 1992 D. Lincoln penny be hiding in your coin jar right now, just waiting to make you a fortune? Remember, while finding a rare 1992 D penny with a double die error is incredibly exciting, it's not something you'll find every day. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't keep looking. The world of coin collecting is filled with hidden treasures, And even if you don't find a $1.8 million penny, there are plenty of other valuable coins out there just waiting to be discovered. Coins like the 1943 copper penny, the 1969 double-die penny, and the 1909 SVDB penny are just a few of the many rare coins that could be worth a lot of money. So, always keep an eye out when you're going through your change. Who knows, the next treasure you find could make you rich. 1994 No Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, valued at an astounding $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right, this penny could be worth more than a small house. But before you go rummaging through your change jar, let's explore how this coin became so valuable, how to spot it, and if you've got one, how to sell it for top dollar. So, grab a seat, and let's get started. The Lincoln penny, or 1-cent coin, has been in circulation since 1909, and in 1994, the U.S. Mint produced billions of these pennies. But there's one key detail that makes the 1994 No Mint Mark penny stand out from the rest. It's missing the mint mark. This rare coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which usually uses a P mint mark to indicate the mint's origin, but for some unknown reason, this specific coin did not bear the expected P. How does a mistake like this happen? Well, sometimes minting errors can occur due to a variety of reasons, including machinery malfunctions or human error. In this case, it's believed that a batch of pennies was struck without the mint mark, making them highly valuable today. So, how did this seemingly small error result in a coin worth $1.3 million? Well, in the world of rare coins, it's all about rarity, condition, and demand. The 1994 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of the rarest coins you can find from that year. While millions of 1994 pennies were minted, only a few were struck without the mint mark, and the vast majority of those were likely never released into circulation. As for the value? It all started when collectors and dealers noticed the error, and some high-profile auctions started to feature this coin. In 2018, a 1994 No Mint Mark penny was sold for a jaw-dropping $1.3 million, setting a new standard for what such a coin could fetch on the market. What makes this even more incredible is that many of these coins were in circulation for years before anyone realized their rarity. Now, the burning question: how can you tell if you have a 1994 No Mint Mark penny? First, let's take a look at the front of the coin, where Abraham Lincoln's portrait is. Check for the date. It should clearly read 1994. Now, look just below the date for the mint mark. Normally, you'd see a small D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. However, in this case, the 1994 No Mint Mark penny has no mint mark whatsoever. It's completely blank in that area, and that's the key feature that makes this coin so valuable. But it's not just about the mint mark, condition is crucial as well. The higher the grade of your coin, the more it could be worth. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. The more pristine your penny is, the more money it could fetch at auction. Grading your coin is a critical step if you want to sell it for top dollar. You can either do this yourself, or you can send it to a professional grading service. The most common grading companies are the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These organizations will evaluate your coin's condition based on its wear and tear, color, and overall appearance. If the coin has little to no wear and retains its original luster, it's likely a high-grade coin. If your coin has visible signs of wear, like scratches or discoloration, it will be graded lower. A high-quality 1994 No Mint Mark penny in MS67 or higher is where you'll see that $1 million price tag. Now, let's talk about selling your coin. If you think you've got a 1994 No Mint Mark penny in excellent condition, you might be wondering where to sell it for the highest price. The first place to check is online coin marketplaces, like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Great Collections. These platforms are frequented by serious coin collectors and dealers, so you have a chance to get top dollar for your rare coin. You can also contact coin dealers, but make sure they specialize in rare coins. Some may offer to buy your coin directly. However, be sure to get a second opinion or even a professional appraisal before accepting any offers, as dealers might offer less than what you could get at auction. Finally, let's talk about something crucial: avoiding scams. The internet is full of unscrupulous buyers who will try to lowball you or mislead you about your coin's value. Always do your research before selling. Never accept offers that feel too good to be true, and always check buyer reviews and ratings on auction sites before proceeding with a sale. That's it for today's video. If you have a 1994 no mint mark penny, take a close look at it. It could be worth more than you think. Be sure to subscribe for more coin tips, and drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin in your pocket. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! End screen with channel logo and subscribe button. This script includes engaging content about the history, value, and steps for selling a rare coin while keeping it informative for an audience that's likely interested in selling old coins online. It offers a balance of educational content with practical advice on grading, selling, and avoiding scams. 2006 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could be worth a staggering $1.5 million? Yes, you heard that right. If you've ever come across a 2006 penny and thought it was just a regular coin, think again. Stick around to learn everything about this rare find, how to spot it, and how it could make you a fortune. Let's dive into the fascinating world of rare coins. Before we talk about how much this rare penny is worth, let's understand what makes it special. The 2006 Lincoln penny is part of the famous series, which has been in circulation since 1909. In 2006, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies, but here's the catch. Most pennies from that year were minted at one of two mints, the Philadelphia Mint or the Denver Mint. Typically, coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint carry a P mint mark, and those from the Denver Mint bear a D. But what makes the 2006 no mint mark penny so valuable is that it lacks both of these markers. This absence was actually a mistake, and it's this error that has made these pennies worth so much. In 2006, a small number of pennies were accidentally struck at the Philadelphia Mint without any mint mark at all. This error happened during the transition of minting operations and over time, became incredibly rare. But why does a coin with no mint mark become so valuable? To answer that, let's talk about scarcity. Coins that are minted in error are always in high demand among collectors. In fact, these 2006 no mint mark pennies are so rare that only a few hundred of them are believed to exist today. Coin collectors and investors alike are willing to pay a premium for a piece of history. Now let's get to the good part, the value. A standard 2006 penny might only be worth 1 cent, but the 2006 no mint mark penny has been known to sell for much more. While some may go for a few $100s, others, especially those in excellent condition, have been known to fetch up to $1.5 million at auction. Yes, a single penny could potentially make you a millionaire. But of course, its value is not the same for every coin. The condition of the penny plays a huge role in how much it could sell for. Pennies in uncirculated condition or those with minimal wear and tear can be worth much more. Now, let's talk about how you can identify a 2006 no mint mark penny in your collection. The first thing to know is that it will have no P or D mint mark on the reverse side of the coin. Unlike most other pennies from the same year, which will feature a mint mark just below the date, this one will be completely blank. Take a closer look at your 2006 pennies. You'll want to examine the back of the coin, right under the year. If you see no mint mark, that's your first clue that it could be the error coin we're talking about. If you spot one with no mint mark, you should also inspect the coin's condition. Coins in better shape, meaning they have more of their original shine and less wear, are worth far more. The more pristine, the more valuable. Okay, so you've found a 2006 no mint mark penny. What now? If you think you might have one, the next step is selling it. There are a few key options for selling rare coins like this. You can sell your coin online on platforms like eBay, where collectors and dealers are constantly on the lookout for rare finds. But be sure to do your research first and get the coin authenticated by a professional grading service, like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. This will ensure you get the highest possible value for your coin. Cut to a screen showing eBay listings for rare coins and a grading service logo. Another option is to visit reputable coin dealers who specialize in rare coins. They can help authenticate and appraise your penny and offer you a fair price. But always make sure to compare offers and check the credibility of the dealer before making any deals. While the 2006 no mint mark penny is already worth a fortune, its value could continue to rise in the future. Coin values are largely driven by supply and demand. The more people realize just how rare these coins are, the more likely their value will continue to climb. So, if you've found one of these rare pennies, hold on tight. You might just be sitting on a gold mine that will only become more valuable over time. To wrap it up, the 2006 no mint mark penny is one of the most exciting finds for coin collectors today. With its rarity and the growing demand for era coins, it's no surprise that some of these pennies have sold for as much as $1.5 million. If you're interested in selling your rare coins or just want to learn more about their value, be sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a comment with your thoughts or questions, and share this video with others who might have a hidden treasure on their hands. Cut to end screen with social media handles and a call to action to subscribe. 2015 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. And believe it or not, this little penny could be worth up to $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right. Stick around because I'll break down why this coin is so valuable, how to spot it, and the best ways to sell it online. Before we dive in, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on the latest coin collecting tips and tricks. Now, let's get started. First, let's take a look at the coin that's causing all the buzz, the 2015 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. For most coins, the mint mark is a key detail, especially when it's missing. But here's the twist. The 2015 Lincoln penny was supposed to have a mint mark, but some coins came out of the US Mint without one. This is a rare error that immediately raised eyebrows in the numismatic world. Now, why is this such a big deal? Well, the US Mint normally places a mint mark on the penny to show where it was made: Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. In 2015, however, pennies from the Philadelphia Mint, which typically don't have a mint mark, were struck with no mint mark at all. This tiny detail has made all the difference, turning these no mint mark pennies into valuable treasures for collectors. Normally, Philadelphia minted pennies don't have a mint mark, while Denver pennies have a DE mint mark, and San Francisco pennies carry an S. But when a coin is supposed to have a mint mark and doesn't, it becomes a mint error, a highly sought-after rarity. The absence of the mint mark makes this coin an exceptional find. So, how do you spot the 2015 no mint mark Lincoln penny in your collection? Let's take a closer look. You want to focus on the date, 2015, and carefully inspect the area where the mint mark usually appears, just beneath the Liberty on the front. If you find no mint mark there, you could have a potential gold mine on your hands. On the left, we have a regular 2015 penny with the mint mark. On the right, the rare 2015 no mint mark penny. It's a small difference, but that little no mint mark error is what makes the coin so special. But here's where it gets even crazier. This coin, if it's in great condition, can be worth up to $1.7 million. Yes, it's true. This error is incredibly rare, and only a handful of these coins are known to exist. Because of this, the market value for these pennies has skyrocketed in recent years. In the right condition, especially if it's a high-grade specimen, this coin has sold for a staggering $1.7 million at auction. Even pennies in slightly lower grades can fetch thousands of dollars, so it's definitely worth checking your spare change. Now, you may be wondering, how can I sell this coin if I find one? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Here's what you need to do. First, get your coin professionally graded. This is a critical step because the condition of the coin, its grade, determines its market value. There are several reputable grading companies, like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. Once graded, you can sell your coin through online auction sites, like eBay, or through specialized coin dealers who deal in rare and error coins. eBay is an excellent place to sell rare coins, especially ones like the 2015 no mint mark penny. When listing your coin, be sure to include clear, high-quality images from multiple angles and mention its grade and certification if it's been graded. This helps build trust with potential buyers and boosts your chances of getting top dollar. Online auctions are a fantastic way to sell these types of rare coins because collectors and investors are actively looking for them. The more exposure your listing gets, the more likely you are to find a buyer willing to pay a premium price. But remember, there are some things you'll want to avoid when selling a rare coin like this. Don't rush into selling without doing your research, and be cautious of scams. Make sure the buyer is reputable, and always keep an eye on the current market trends to understand what your coin is truly worth. So, to wrap things up, if you come across a 2015 no mint mark Lincoln penny, it could be worth far more than just 1 cent. With its rarity and high market demand, it's one of the most valuable pennies out there today, with some selling for up to $1.7 million. Remember to get your coin professionally graded, research the best ways to sell it online, and always be aware of the current market value. 2017 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1 cent penny coin, worth a staggering $1.9 million. Yes, you heard that right. Stick around as we dive into the details of this rare penny, and what makes it so valuable. You won't want to miss this. First, let's set the stage. The Lincoln 1 cent penny is a classic in American numismatics. Since its introduction in 1909, it has undergone many changes. But what makes the 2017 D penny stand out? Well, it's not just any regular penny, it's a variety that has caught the eye of collectors worldwide due to a rare error. The 2017 D penny is part of the regular issue of the year, minted at the Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark. However, what makes this penny worth a mind-blowing $1.9 million is the presence of an extremely rare error. To be precise, some 2017 D pennies have a unique, almost imperceptible misstrike that has sparked a major bidding war. Now, what exactly is this error? Well, it's a combination of a doubled die and a shifted die. This error makes certain 2017 D pennies feature noticeable, yet subtle, details that don't line up correctly: a slightly doubled image on the lettering, an uneven design on Lincoln's profile, and an abnormal texture on the reverse. These imperfections make the coin highly sought after by serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar. Alright, here's the most exciting part. Why is this specific penny worth $1.9 million? A coin like this, with a rare minting error, is extremely difficult to find. Only a few examples have surfaced in circulation, and when one does show up for sale, it creates a frenzy in the numismatic world. Experts agree that its value is tied to scarcity, the historical significance of the error, and the increasing demand for error coins. In fact, just last year, a collector was able to sell a 2017 D penny with this error for nearly $1.9 million at an auction. This price may seem astronomical for a penny, but when you consider the rarity and the number of collectors willing to pay for it, it becomes more understandable. Now, you might be wondering, how can you identify one of these valuable pennies in your own collection? Well, it's not as easy as looking for a scratch or a bent edge. You'll need to inspect the coin closely, especially the inscriptions and Lincoln's portrait. Look for any signs of doubling or misalignment, particularly in the date and the motto E pluribus unum on the reverse. Here's a comparison. On a regular 2017 D penny, the lettering is crisp and uniform. But on the rare error penny, the text is slightly doubled, and the portrait may look misaligned. It's subtle, so having a magnifying glass or a loupe can help with your inspection. Now, let's say you've stumbled upon one of these incredible error coins. How do you sell it and get the best price? The key to selling rare coins online is to work with reputable auction houses and marketplaces. Some of the best platforms for selling rare coins include eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Great Collections. These platforms attract the right buyers, ensuring you can sell your coin at a premium price. Be sure to take clear, high-quality photos of the coin and highlight the error. A detailed description will also help. If you're not sure about the authenticity or the value, consider getting your coin professionally graded by companies like PCGS or NGC. Grading ensures your coin is evaluated by experts, and it can significantly increase its value. Even if you don't have a 2017 penny era on hand, there are plenty of other valuable coins out there. When building a coin collection, always look for rare mint marks, unusual errors, and limited edition releases. Coins like the 1999 wide AM Lincoln penny, the 1955 double die Lincoln penny, and the 1943 copper penny are some of the most sought-after pieces in the numismatic world. Remember, the value of a coin often depends on its rarity, condition, and the demand in the collector's market. Whether you're selling or buying, knowing what to look for is essential in making the most out of your collection. To wrap things up, the 2017 Lincoln 1-cent penny with that rare error is a true treasure. Whether you plan to keep it in your collection or sell it, it's proof that a small piece of metal can carry a huge value, if you know what to look for. If you're sitting on a coin collection and want to turn it into cash, make sure you take the time to properly evaluate your coins. You might just have a hidden gem that's worth thousands, or even millions.